Good morning. It's March the 5th. Yes, we're into March. Excuse the hair. It's kind of wild today. Arm's doing a little better. I do have still some issues, can't crochet with it yet. And doctor is saying just let it rest for another month or so. And that is difficult to do. I'm coming to you from Pennsylvania. Yesterday, when I went out to the car, there was 4 inches on top of the car. Had to clean the car off because I had some things I needed to get to the post office and mailed off. So, I cleaned the car. 4 inches. I'm short. And, I think I've told you we have a Ford Escape, and the new models of the Ford Escape no longer have the running boards. Our old car Escape had the running boards, and they were fantastic for somebody short like me because I could stand on the running board and clean off the top of the car. I can't do that now. There's no running boards. And when we had gotten this car, we had asked if we could transfer the running boards to the new car or have some ordered and put on, and we were told no, that would void the warranty. Now, the reason Ford quit putting running boards on their Ford Escapes is because there were some hoity-toity women who complained about it was messing up their pants leg. Well, this hoity-toity woman's short and I need my running boards. So, and I tease and I do this all the time. After I got home from running my errands, I came in, typed a little email to Ford. Dear Bill Ford. And I do it every time it snows like this. I don't have running boards on my Ford Escape. This angers me. I need running boards. I'm short. I can't clean the top of my car off. I do this every time it snows. Yay. I know I'm just one person, but hey, I figure somebody at the Ford place is getting a good giggle every time I send a nasty email. They're not nasty. They're just telling them I want my running boards. I should be given the option of the running board. I'm a customer. Customer's right. It has been a great week. Thursday, I was out of town, and I will tell you I was on a bus trip to a casino. It was a very profitable day, and it was profitable enough that security started following me around towards the end of the day because they were kind of wondering what was going on. It seemed like every time I sat down on a machine, I'd win. And, yeah, I came home with a pocket full. And, of course, it's been, since then, I've doled it out to other places that I felt needed some of that, which one of them was Alabama, to some of the rescue groups down there. And, I'm having all these PM messages and stuff that Petra's trying to get a hold of me. She mentioned you today on her podcast. I'm like, what's Petra trying to get a hold of me? I'll be honest, folks. I do not remember entering her 2,500 giveaway. Sorry, Petra. So I was really confused. I was like, why is she trying to get a hold of me? Needless to say, I try not to enter giveaways that include yarn now because I have a lot of yarn. However, once I saw the video where she's talking about what goes in the prizes, I remember entering it. Yeah, I must be getting old. And one of the reasons I had entered it was because some of the giveaways are some yarns I don't have access to here yet. a lot of things come California this way. Just like I've seen a lot of people talking about getting the facet yarn at Loops and Threads. At Michael's. I haven't seen it yet at ours. And you couldn't get it online, so. But these were some yarns she had worked with for her plushies, and I thought I would enter on a chance, a whim, and I won. So Thursday was a really good day. It was crazy. Oh, we're going to move into what's I've finished, what's off the hook, what's off the needles. I know I've not called it that before, but, I guess I need to get a little more with the lingo. This is another one of the little loveys that I have made, and this is actually a little beanie baby. When I go to the thrift stores, I look for little stuffies, plushies that are in good shape so that I can make loveys. And this lovey is the one that Zelda did, and Z did. And it's just real nice. It's got the hairband around, and you can slip the plushie out. So that is going to prayer shawl. That's what these tags are. We tag everything when we take it in for donations, so I just wanted to get ahead of the game and get those things tagged. Some of them are tagged, some of them are not. I've been on a hat kick. This is one that was loom knit with bulky yarn and that hill spun. And then this one was loom knit as well with the bulky and hill spun. This was knit with knitting needles. This was a hat that I had shown last week. Second one of these that I've done, and this was done with Country Loom from Michael's. It's Lupus and Threads. And this one was knit with needles. And this is also, I have no idea what this was. This was something that was given to me. It looks like homespun. It acts like homespun. And the way that the ends fray. Other than that, it was a lot easier to work with than the normal homespun. Now these hats have not been tagged. And then I got a little bored. Needed to get my yarn bingo done. So I did something in green. And this is really a real bright green. It's really washed out today. The little pattern here, it was an 8-row repeat. I think the 8-row repeat was knit 2, purl 2 for 2 rows, and then the second rows were, I want to say, purl 1, then knit 2, purl 2 around for 2 rows. Then the next row was purl 2, knit 2, and then for the next 2 rows, and then the 7th and 8th rows were purl 2, knit 2. So it came out really nice, has a nice little design in it, so I'm kind of pleased with that. Hasn't been tagged yet. And then we have one more that was, this was loom knit. Tell you why I'm looking a little closer at these. When it is loom knit and you do an E-wrap, it acts like a twisted knit stitch. So that's what I'm looking at the knit stitch. And this is a twisted knit stitch. So this was loom knit with some more of that hill spun. And some real pretty yarns. bulky yarns that I had. Get those out of the way. And then I got on a little kick. I had a skein of this yarn, and I was trying, it was Serenity Baby. And it is a 4-weight. Although it's a little thicker than a 4-weight. Worsted weight. It's not quite a bulky, but it's not a typical 4-weight like Red Heart Super Saver, so it's a little thicker. But I just made a couple of hats out of that for the babies. And those do not get tagged because they go directly to the nursery. All the rest of this, gets tagged. And that is it for what I have on the hooks off the needles. I'm still working on the loom knit poncho in the red. I haven't started anything else yet today. I am going to start on my Jada's and Stitches blanket. I need to get caught up there. I need to get caught up with the unraveled mitten. I had that other block to do, the last block that's come out. And then I've been doing Sarah Satch's Grandtastic here, so I have those 4 to get done. So I have a few things I need to get finished today. Now the blanket I know will take me a little bit because left-handed I'm a little slower, but that's okay. I did get a couple of things. This is the Mondale dial that I had won from the Budget Knitter, and that arrived. Oh, and it's very nice. It is a 52% wool merino and 48% acrylic, and it is a worsted weight, so I'm going to cake that up and get that done. I don't know if I showed this when I got this or not, so I'm going to show it again. That's the thing with fibromyalgia. Sometimes you can't remember. And of course I didn't write it down that I showed it. Because I was probably busy. Who knows? But I had ordered Randy from Randy's Ramblings. I got it right! She had a sale, and I have ordered a couple of these before. I had ordered the Wicked Garden 2 in the past, and I wanted another skein of that. And I don't know if you can see, but it's got some sparkle in it. Come on, let's see. Well, it's not going to pick up the sparkle, but it does have some sparkle in it. Very pretty, and it is a fingering weight 462 yards, 70% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina. But I also got a second one, and this is Hocus Pocus. It is a sport weight. It's 274 yards, 25% nylon, and 75% superwash merino. But I hope, yep, gotta figure the camera out. It has some very bright, vibrant greens in it, right in here. Some real pretty reds, purples, and it is just gorgeous. It's got some speckled features in it. Just very beautiful. So I do have an idea what I'm doing with that, and I haven't started it yet, mainly because I want this arm to be healed up a little bit more, because it is some serious knitting, And I have not done some what I call serious knitting, which is a couple hours a day knitting. I don't think my arm is ready for that, so, I'm not going to push it. Now, and of course, some of the items I showed you will go and cover my March Yarn Bingo. If you're not playing along with Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Bingo, you should. This is a great way to get items finished. You don't gear it towards things that are on this. There were a lot of things like up here it's got clean up your stash. I have been doing that upstairs for the past week. Yes, and I do mean week. I am having to reorganize, going through a lot of things, so I'm cleaning up that stash as well as the stash in the sewing room. And so this bingo, it just happened I could cover that spot because I'm already doing it. Like this one, make something with green yarn. I had planned on doing that anyway, but I got to cover a spot. This one is create something that will be a gift. And those are the baby hats because those are gifts that we give to the babies, newborn babies. So I'm going to consider that a gift. And cake up or ball up mostly used skeins of yarn. And I've done that. I haven't posted the picture yet on the Yarn Bingo group on Facebook, but I'm planning on doing that in a little bit. So this is a great way to finish up goals. I have, it's got work on a blanket. Jada's in stitches. Excuse me, could have been the Grandtastic. I could use any one of those for work on a blanket project. Create a scrappy project. I've got a ton of little balls here and there, and many times I will do hats out of those. That would cover that spot. But if you've not joined in on it, do join in. It's a lot of fun. It's very inspiring to see the things that everyone is making, is doing, to cover their bingo spots. And, it's just a fun way to see your progress each month. And I don't know if you've seen Deborah Shellhammer's kitties that she's been making, and I mean her needles are on fire. D. Thompson, their needles are on fire. You're probably seeing sparks fly off of them. I laugh about that, and I've teased them about that in Yarn Bingo. So, it's a great thing to do. Join in, look up, just put in the search for Yarn Bingo, March Yarn Bingo, and Llama Mama Kayla's video will come up, and you too can get your own bingo card and play along. Sorry about the drinking. Throat's starting to get a little crazy. Now, I have a couple of shout outs, and I'm going to list these down below. These are some small channels that I've come across lately, and you might enjoy them. So, kind of go give them a look-see, see if you're interested. One of those is Connie and Alisa Crochet. They are a mother-daughter team from Florida. I cannot believe the amount of projects they have. Now, Alisa's a little shy. Hopefully she will open up and start doing a little more talking on the videos, but give her, go check her out. Then there's Pam, the Knotty Crocheter. Knotty as in knots. not Naughty, but like knots. There's Shelley of Shelley Sassy Stitches, Chiquitas Crochet, Sharon's Crochet Corner, Jackie's Crochet Creations. There is Jennifer over at Cinnamon Stitches Crochet. And there is Rosie, which Rose Likes Crochet gave a shout out with, and that is Nonna's Stitching Lounge with Rosie M. Now, this is a fellow that I have followed mostly on audio podcast. A lot of people don't understand the difference, like I call this a podcast. It is a video podcast. It used to be just called a vlog, but I call it a podcast because it's a video podcast. Michael Nobbs has ME and CFS, which is chronic fatigue syndrome, which is, if you've not seen the spoon theory, you need to understand a little bit. For some of us with the chronic fatigue syndrome, we have to use the spoon theory. I, so far this year, have been having a good year with my fibro. It has lessened quite a bit, but one of the things that I have done is try to cut out sugar, and sugar is inflammatory. So I do use a natural sweetener, and that has helped a lot with my chronic fatigue syndrome. But this fellow, he does a audio podcast. He has just started probably about a year ago with video podcast, and they're very nice. His is called Go Gently with Michael Nobbs. For about the first 15 to 20 minutes, he takes you on a very nice walk while he's talking about things that are going on in his life. And let's ignore the phone. It's probably spam anyway. That's what's been a lot of lately anyway. But he takes you on this beautiful long walk in the woods, or if he's in a different city, he'll take you along with the walk there. And then you go back to the workshop and you work for about 20 minutes on a project. It is very calming and soothing. I do enjoy it, and I hope you will go check him out. So it's just very nice, soothing. Now it's time for What in Tarnation. Oh, wait a minute. Before we get to What in Tarnation, let's do a When Good Projects Go Bad. Well, everybody, Carrie Penny has been showing her beautiful Delaney hats. It's so Jane thought she would do a Delaney hat. Only, can you see that? This end is way short than this end. I thought I was doing really well. I was watching, the video podcast until I got to sewing the seam together, and I was like, what the heck happened? Yeah. So that's going to get ripped out and balled up, and then we'll work on another project. Yeah, when good projects go bad, wah wah. Now, what in tarnation? I have a what in tarnation that happened to my husband this weekend. Each weekend we go get groceries. We go into State College. We go to, if we're going to go to Joann's, we go to Joann's. We go out to eat at the Mexican restaurant. It's our favorite. And then we go to Walmart and we get a few things. Then we go over to Giant to get a few more things. when we pulled into Walmart, my husband, he's a little OCD. Not real bad, but a little. I have learned that if he doesn't like the way things are placed in the cart, to just stop and let him rearrange the way things are in the cart. Drives me nuts, but I let him do it. Because when I would get groceries, cold things went on the end of the cart because they got put up first. So cold things went to cold things. He likes things a little differently. So I let him arrange the cart. He is the type that when he pulls into the parking spot, he has to be dead center. So that means he will back out and back in until he is dead center. I don't have a problem with that, you know. You love the man, you get used to these little idiosyncrasies. Well, as I'm getting out of the car, I get out of the car and I'm just about to the, around the back, coming around the back of the car to walk into Walmart. This car pulls in and nearly hits me. I give her the look. The look. And I just keep on going because I'm like, God, people are crazy today. Now, I admit, both my husband and I had our cranky pants on. Okay? So, my husband likes to sit in the parking lot for a few minutes, take a few deep breaths, gear himself up for the shopping in the Walmart. Mainly because it's the first of the month. Refund checks have come in. Everybody that has gotten paid the first of the month has got their checks. Their EBT cards are filled. You get the picture. So we know it's going to be a madhouse in there. So I go on in and I start getting the groceries that I'm getting. My husband comes in. Doesn't say a thing, but I can tell he's pissed. So we're getting our groceries and we come up to the checkout. Checkout lines are like 6, 7 people deep. Carts are filled. We get behind this one lady. My husband started telling me what happened out in the parking lot. He said, "You know that lady that pulled in and almost hit you?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "She tried to get out of the car. She couldn't get out of the car because she had parked over the line." And he said, "She motioned for me to roll the window down, so I rolled the window down. She said, 'Can you move your car? I can't get out.'" He said, I looked at her and he said, "Lady, if I move my car, I won't be able to get out if I move it enough to let you out. Maybe you need to back out and park in your parking spot correctly, and then you'll be able to get out." Well, she goes, "How rude." He said, "I lost it. I was nasty." I said to her, "Nope, I'm not rude. I'm just an asshole." Gets out of the car, comes in. He's telling us this story, He's looking around, he's griping because our favorite cashier at Walmart's not working today. Because this fellow, he makes us laugh. We have a good time, we talk, and, we've got some of the other cashiers, they don't enjoy their jobs. This fellow makes an attempt to enjoy his day at work, so we enjoy going through his line. So the lady in front of us has a cart full of stuff. We've got a little less than her. She turns around and she says to us, "I notice you have a few less things than I do. Would you like to go before me?" My husband goes, "Well, that's really nice of you, but we're okay." And I told her, I said, we'll wait our turns like grown-ups. We just both have our cranky pants on today. She started laughing. She goes, well, I'm a teacher, and I can tell you're having a bad day. I just thought I'd offer. So see, being kind can turn your day around. Turn my husband's day around. But that was a what in tarnation. Some of the other ones are this one. Man lost in snow for 5 days. Survived on Taco Bell sauce packets. Taco Bell sauce packets. This happened in Bend, Oregon. A man whose car was stranded in Central Oregon snow for 5 days survived by eating taco sauce packets and starting the engine periodically to warm up. A snowmobiler found Jeremy Taylor, 36, of Sun River on Friday, and a search and rescue team member who rode to him on a large snow tractor brought him out of the woods, said Sergeant William Bailey, the spokesman for the Deschutes County Sheriff's Office. It's Deschutes. Taylor, an avid outdoorsman who loves to go off-roading, was last seen getting gas on February the 24th in Sun River. He told his rescuers he and his dog Allie became snuck in deep snow on a U.S. Forest Service road later that same day. He slept in his car, and when he awoke Monday, more snow had fallen. He attempted to hike out, but the snow was too deep, so Taylor and Allie returned to his car. Thank you, everyone. I'm safe. My Allie dog is safe. I really appreciate all the help. Got lucky. Let's never do that again. I'll be in touch with everyone soon, he wrote on his Facebook page late Friday. Taylor did not respond to a message sent through Facebook on Saturday in response to a friend's Facebook comment about how he ate 3 Taco Bell hot sauce packets during the ordeal. He joked, Taco Bell fire sauce saves lives. Taylor and his dog were both in good health when found, authorities said, but were very hungry. So that's one what's in tarnation. The next one is one that has to do with Georgia. A wildlife biologist in Georgia recently encountered a massive alligator weighing an estimated 700 pounds and measuring 13 feet and 4 inches in length, according to the Georgia Department of Natural Resources. Brent Howes found the animal on February the 18th in an irrigation ditch near a lake. Photos showing the gator with Howes in the background popped an investigation from local media to prove it isn't a hoax. Hansen verified that the photo to the U.S. Today. The animal was euthanized due to its poor condition. The large alligator had several old gunshot wounds, Hansen said. It wasn't the largest alligator ever found in the state. That was a 14-foot, 1-inch gator found in 2015. Male alligators can grow as long as 16 feet, although anything over 14 feet is considered rare, according to a DNR fact sheet, which is Department of Natural Resources. Even so, the 13-foot, 4-inch animal is a massive gator. The only way a gator can grow so large is by avoiding human contact. The guy was hiding pretty good to get that big. The fellow that encountered it, Howes, stated that he wasn't fazed by the encounter. You're perfectly safe. These animals exist. They've been here for centuries. They've been existing with people for centuries, and they're going to continue to. And here we have a picture of said alligator. That is one big fella. I did not know alligators could get that big. I did not know alligators were in Georgia. Surprise, surprise. You learn something new every day. And that is it for today. I will see you again next week. So in the meantime, remember, everybody, what do you got to do? Choose to be kind.